we are here at Usha Yarns, north of Delhi, India, and we are primarily doing something similar to what a lot of other people do, trying to get post-industrial waste into our factory, recycle it mechanically, color-wise, and blend it with recycled polyester, and put out yarns good for knitting and garments. So that's the primary business, and that's not something which we are the only ones who do in this world. There are hundreds of people who are doing it in different parts of the world, including Italy, Spain, Greece, Turkey, China. So what we've kind of achieved here is that we've been able to set up very, very strong processes to recycling, which I think are unique by and large, to the extent that we are recycling almost 1,000 tons of waste every month. And what we produce today here is absolutely compliant. So recycling at scale with compliance. That is something that we feel is unique about Usha. And if I look around, I compare myself with others, I feel that we are still in a leadership position in terms of the product quality, in terms of product consistency, in terms of the compliance that we are able to provide to our customers, and kind of getting it more approved by more and more brands to give them the confidence. At the moment, we are restricting ourselves to 100% cotton t-shirt cuttings, and we are putting out blended yarn which contains 60% cotton and 40% polyester. Now, it is not that we cannot use some blended products or some lycra, but the idea here was that while we can do it, that the product that would come out would not be good for brands to use. So our first focus all these years has been to build out a product where we can onboard brands, because the brands were always scared, consistency of the color, consistency of the composition, consistency of chemical compliance, consistency of lot size. I mean, you can do it at boutique scale, but if a brand wants to roll out a program, so there they could see a challenge. So then after that, then transparency, traceability, then compliance, social compliance. So we've kind of done all that, environmental modules at the Hague Index audited. So putting the whole package together at scale was the challenge that we took up, and we crossed a barrier where we feel a lot of people still kind of missing out on a few edges while they're doing. A lot of people are doing it, but again, it's either somebody has a challenge with the blend, somebody has a challenge with color consistency, somebody has a challenge with scale, somebody has a challenge with compliance. So we've kind of taken care of all those things, and we are ready to roll out bigger programs for brands. There is a huge increase in demand. I have been doing this for 15 years, and the brand managers the people at the sourcing level would only come up with funny demands of 10% recycled content or 20% recycled content to fill up their storyboards. And we were kind of sending them away all the time that we are focused on 100% recycled content. So we have the order of these brands who have come to us for recycling clothes left over in stores. We are providing traceability and proof of recycling to them. We have kind of exclusive partnerships with them, several of these brands. So there is a huge traction. And now, earlier when 100% recycled, they would probably be very skeptical about hand feel, skeptical about consistency. So we went back, took care of 99% of the challenges, and they are also now ready to start looking and compromising on that 1% on the recycle side. So I see, I think we are looking at the tipping point where those dreams of, having most of the type textiles as recycled is going to be realized much sooner than it's something similar to how people were skeptical about electric cars and things. I think we are there. It's just a matter of few more years, and the whole industry paradigm is going to change to recycled content. We've been doing recycled textiles for the last 15 years, and in the last 1 year, especially after COVID, while all this time we were working on trying to take care of all the challenges that a brand met, whether it was color, consistency of blend, consistency of quality, consistency of chemical compliance, scale, and then on the other side, compliances as to social compliances, environmental compliances, and the doing things at scale. So these are the challenges that we were working on, and of course, quality is always improving from what it was last year, what it was last to last year. Having done all that, and then being able to win the trust of a brand. So in the last 1 year, on one hand, we took care of 99% of those challenges. Of course, there's scope for improvement all the time. We see a lot of patient hearing, lot of interest, lot of momentum at the brand side. So things which would take 2 years, 1.5 years, and still be waiting are starting to happen. Somebody is coming in for an audit, somebody is doing a trial run, somebody is doing a pilot run, somebody has already mainstreamed it. So we kind of more than satisfied, and in fact, I would say overexcited at the future, where we can play a major role in helping them to achieve their recycling targets, their ESG commitments, and of course grow our business and contribute on the sustainability side. The biggest challenge, which I feel sitting here in India, is that while we are working very hard to overcome and meet the brand expectations, two things that I would want from a brand. One, they're deciding people, because they are sitting in some part of the world, and their teams which are there on the ground are usually focused on what instructions they already have. 10% recycled content, as I said, or something like that. So for them to deviate and present a new idea is a very long process. And sometimes we feel that we are not able to present it to the decision maker. So this is a very important area where on one hand the commitments are there, but the connect is yet to be made between the recycler, between the garment manufacturer and the deciding person on the brand. While everybody seems to be committed to recycling, but everybody means when we talk about the brand, within the brand there are many departments, many people, and then beyond the brand there is the sourcing person, and then there is the garment manufacturer, and then there is the recycler and the raw material supplier. So that connect has to become deeper. That is still kind of just on a straight line path instead of a circular or cross connections, which will help us to meet their expectations faster, which will also help them to understand the limitations and adapt faster. So each one working in a silo is not conducive to fast adoption of recycled ideas and technologies. And the second side, which I feel this is more about the pre-consumer waste that I am recycling at the moment. We've done several pilots with post-consumer. Now in there, ultimately, this is actually going to happen when brands design for recycling. It is, I can hear some noise about that with certain brands who are talking about it, but it's still to happen. So that has to actually percolate down to the design room, percolate down to the sourcing room, percolate to up to the boardroom, everywhere where people know that they have to design for recycling. So if they can design for recycling, I think we already have the infrastructure in place to partner with them for their EPR and take back programs. First of all, it is more about commitment. When I say commitment, to say it is one thing, to believe it is one thing, to walk on that path is another thing. So we all need to really think back, sit back and think that are we really committed to it? What is the motive here? Is it more about money? Is it more about our commitments? Are we not, are we deceiving ourselves? Are we deceiving our audience? So once we are honest on the commitment, 100%, then the second thing is to see how it is going to be fast tracked. So in fast track, I think everybody knows today what it needs to fast track. It is more about connecting to the recyclers. It is more about connecting to the garments. And to my mind, it is more about a very, very honest commitment to the cause than a superficial commitment. So the deeper the commitment, there is no reason why I don't. I mean, we are already there to by and large. It's just a commitment that I'm ready to bend backwards. I'm ready to compromise. I'm ready to ensure. And if everybody needs to do some soul searching, whoever it is, whether the recycler, whether the brand, whether the garment manufacturer, that is all which is required to complete this circle now. Well, on public forums, all the commitment is there. So I still feel that that commitment has to trickle down into our blood system. Because I don't want to advise, because I can see almost all the ideas that I can give you on different forums, on different platforms, on different conferences. Somebody has said it somewhere. So there is very little scope for fresher ideas or need for fresher ideas, I would say. It is only about connecting all those ideas and committing to them. And I have sometimes put up an idea of ease of recycling. Just as we have sustainability indexes, we have carbon footprints. So sometimes I kind of try to put up the idea of a recycling index also, ease of recycling. If we could start mentioning on the garment how easy it is to recycle, that could also benefit buying decisions. I really want to thank you, because it gives, sitting here in India, it really gives us an opportunity to showcase what we've achieved for the world to evaluate.